Today we're going to be showing you how to make handmade flowers. These are examples of the flowers that we've made here at Parcel. We sell them at Parcel, but we also are going to be offering the kit to how to make them on our website. Everything on the table here is all you need to make 2 handmade flowers that will be included in your kit. I'm going to show you the materials now. These are the petals included. These petals are actually from a beautiful collection of vintage wood fiber flower petals from the 1950s. We were lucky enough to find these and we're sharing them with you. Foil papers and printed papers. They will be wrapped onto a stem that looks like this and reinforced with floral tape. First, we're going to cut the stem. I've pre-cut one using this covered wire. So your stem is about 7 inches long. You can set that aside. Next, we're going to make a template for the base of the flower. The base of the flower needs to be the sturdiest part of the flower because the wood fiber petals are very fragile, and if they were on their own, the flower would probably crumble. So we're going to show you how to make the template. The template will actually be included in your kit. We have this sturdy rice paper that we're using. Here we have a template of the base of the flower. In your kit, you'll get bases already cut out and ready to go. Making our base, we lay the template down on this rice paper, trace around, any kind of scissors that are sharp enough to cut around the template. Again, does not have to be perfect, but you just want to make sure you don't have any of those lines showing. So you can cut in a little bit. We'll set that aside, use this one. So next step. So we have our, so far we have our stem and we have our base. You want to create a little hole in the center. The easiest way, because you're going to be poking the stem through, the easiest way to do that is fold the flower in half once, cut a little snip, tiny little snip with your scissors, open it, make a fold the other way, cut a tiny snip, and you have a hole in the center that you'll be able to poke the stem through. Okay, you can set that aside. Next, we're going to look at our foil papers and our printed papers. As you can see here, we have in the centers, these are going to make our stamen, the stamen of the flowers, these little fringy things. So it's really fun to use these metallic foil papers. These are actually Japanese papers, but you could use candy foil. It's similar to like a candy foil. So we're going to take our foil paper, fold it in half. And this is really cool. We have these awesome scissors. These are also from Japan. They're fringing scissors. Not your typical scissors at all. We'll show you what they do. So you take your fringing scissors and you're going to create fringes on the paper. So you're going to cut up almost completely to the end, making a little bit of a fringe detail on these papers. Okay. Let's fell there, that's okay. so you have this really cool fringe detail on the paper. We're going to do it also to this paper, which is all going to be included already fringed in your kit because we know that most people don't have these scissors at home. I do hope to offer these eventually on our website as well, but for now you'll get them complete in your kit. So each flower takes 2 fringed sheets. So you have these 2 that you're going to put together, and what you're going to do is you need a little bit of adhesive here. So I'm going to use a double stick tape. You could also use your glue gun, which I have plugged in for other things, but right now we're going to use the double stick tape. You're going to just put a little bit of tape right here on the edge, because what you're going to do is you're going to curl this up and create a little rolled version of these fringe papers. So we're going to roll them, and you're just going to sort of tightly roll it around itself. Just rolling and pinching, rolling and pinching, rolling and pinching. So it's going to make almost like a little tassel, a little fringe tassel. And when we're finished with rolling it, we're going to put another little dab of tape or hot glue, whichever you're more comfortable using. You could also use glue dots. We use Zot's glue dots for everything under the sun, so you can get some of those at your craft shop. So you pinch it and you've got your little stamen tassel ready to go. Okay, so set that aside with your flower base and your stem. Next thing we're going to do is assemble the petals. These petals, again, I said they're made from wood fiber. They're very fragile, and some of them sort of stick together a little bit, so we're going to do our best to get 2 of each shape. Here we picked a variety of reds, yellows, whites. We have others that we will be using in various kits. Some of them have pink, some of them have a little bit more creams. They're just beautiful. Any color really turns into a beautiful flower. So where you're going to take your shapes and you can stagger them. So you can take one in each hand. By staggering, I mean layer them so that you could kind of see one behind the other. So you're going to layer from biggest to smallest. So here we have they sticking a little bit together. So we're going to pull them apart gently, and we're going to layer. And we're going to stagger and layer. Let's pick some yellow. I don't know what variety of flowers this turns out to be, kind of a hybrid of something. Doesn't really matter because they're so pretty. You don't really have to explain that part. Layer and layer. And then we'll do a sort of a smaller inset one. This one's really beautiful. It's like almost like a rust combination. Layer and layer. I know I had a small one around here somewhere. Where's my little baby ones? Here we go. These are almost like a notary seal. So if you wanted to continue making these and you needed more materials, you could always use craft punches and punch out different shaped papers. Also less vintagey, but also really pretty. Okay, so we have a nice stack of staggered petals. Really pretty combination. And what you're going to do next is you're going to lay it on your flower base, which may or may not be bigger than the biggest petal, but it doesn't really matter because, again, the base is really just for support. These don't require a hole because they're so wafer thin that your stem is going to go right through it, and it'll go right through the little hole that you made in the base. So what you want to do next is set your petals down, and you're going to be attaching the stamen to the stem. This, we really do need to use our hot glue gun. So I'm going to step over and grab a little dab of hot glue, which I have plugged in over here. And I'm going to put a dot of hot glue in the center of the stamen at the base of it. And I'm going to gently wedge the stem into that hole. I think it's going to be a good idea for me to put another little dot of glue just to reinforce it. This part is a little bit like a trial and error. So we've glued the tassel stamen onto the stem with a little bit of hot glue. And let me get back over here to our petals. And this is pretty much the last step. We're going to take our little stack of petals in one hand, your stem with the tassel in the other, and you're going to poke the stem through the petals and through the base, which already has a hole in it. And you're going to pull the stem all the way through. Pull it so that the stamen comes through a little bit, enough so that you see it. And you're going to hold that in one hand, pinch it with one hand. Then we're going to use our floral tape, which we will have enough supply in the kit, but you can also get this at any floral supply store. It's not very sticky, but it's just sticky enough to wrap around the stem. I've pre-cut a little piece here. I usually use the color that coordinates with the flower petals, and you're going to stick the tape up very close into the base, towards the base of the flower, and sort of pinch and turn, pinch and turn, pinch and turn. Keep pinching and turning until you've used all the tape. It's just sticky enough so that it will hold the base to the stem. Turning and pinching using both hands. Turning and pinching. And oops, lost one of the little petals. Voila! You have your very own paper flower. Fits right in, makes a cute little bouquet, makes a great top to a present. Flowers never die. Thanks for watching.